Hello, my name is Alyssa Townsend. Welcome to my center design project. The theme of my learning center is fire safety, and the setup, activities, and lessons within the center are geared towards first graders. My goal for this learning center was to incorporate play while learning. So in my classroom, the learning center itself will be a cardboard cutout of a pretend fire truck in which students can sit in. The center will be labeled Fire Safety Station. It will have wheels, a siren, and seats within the fire truck. A word wall with pictures that are labeled in both English and Spanish will be displayed along the wall so that all children in the learning center can see it, which all enhances cognitive development. Right outside of the cardboard fire truck will be a shelf and coat hangers where multiple firefighter jackets will hang. Fire hats, enough for every student, will be placed on the shelf. Beside the firefighter coats and hats, I will also outline a pretend house on the wall with blue tape. The roof, windows, and doors will appear to be on fire. Students can work as a team in order to put the fire out, which enhances social development. Toy fire trucks and other props such as handheld sirens and stuffed animals such as Sparky the dog will be available within the center, allowing students to feel, hold, and play with whatever they would like. This sort of play incorporates tactile and visual learning. I will encourage students to get into their fireman and/or firewoman gear and pretend to be firefighters to incorporate kinesthetic movement and enhance physical development within the center. Here is a picture of the fire safety station itself. Again, a cardboard cutout of a fire truck, sirens, lights, it's labeled fire. There is a word wall along the wall, seats within, and extra fireman's hats. There's also a handheld siren that students can play with. I would actually label everything in the entire center. Now here are some pictures of props that children can play with. Again, to the left are firefighter coats, firefighter hats, a toy fire truck, the outline of an actual home on fire, and then there is an example of a stuffed animal. In this case, it's Sparky. Beyond play, which to me is very important, if not most important, I would also like to discuss two fire safety activities in further detail that I feel will encourage student involvement, spark their interests, and challenge students in fun and exciting ways. The first activity is called Stop, Drop, and Roll. The name in itself follows Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills for first graders because in health education, these children are expected to identify and use protective equipment to prevent injury, as well as practice safety roles. Materials for this activity include red, orange, and yellow felt, scissors, glue, and tape that sticks to clothing. Teachers will use felt to create flames, and you will use the tape to stick these fake flames to students' clothing. Other than that, you really just need some simple instruction and participants, and you should be good to go for this activity. I suggest you start this activity by asking questions. For example, the thought of being near a fire is pretty scary, right? Does anyone know any roles that can help keep you safe in case there's ever a fire in your house? What if your clothes catch on fire? Be prepared. You may get answers like, I would run as fast as I can. Or, I don't know what I would do. Well, first, you would explain that running would only make matters worse, and that, in fact, you want to stop, drop, and roll. At this time, you can ask students to gather in a circle on the soft carpet, avoiding corners of desks and such, and ask for and ask for 2 students to volunteer. Students can then come to the center of the circle, 2 at a time, covered in fake flames. Now you could ask the class again, what should these students who are on fire do? Hopefully at this point they know to say, stop, drop, and roll. You should allow each student to physically stop, drop, and roll. Continue this activity until everyone has had a chance to practice this safety procedure. The next activity is called Crack the Code. All students should receive a worksheet that has 26 letters of the alphabet listed at the top, with the numbers 1 through 26 listed and corresponding underneath. For example, A represents 1, B represents the number 2, and so forth. You can ask students questions, create riddles, or simply write down fire safety rules and/or messages using numbers, and have your students crack or decode each phrase so that they are presented with new facts about fire safety, but in a fun and challenging way. The example I have given is 1913-15, 11-5, space 112-1, 18, 13-19, space 9-1-225, space 12-9-22, 6-19. Now if a student was to correctly decode or crack this code, it would say, smoke alarms save lives. I really like this activity because you can easily make the phrases simpler or more complex. You can challenge students to decode from numbers into letters or letters back into numbers. As a class, you can review the answers together. I suggest you use a projector, that way all students can see, in order to review their responses and better compare to your answers on the answer key. These activities in the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills go hand in hand. For example, with the Stop, Drop, and Roll activity, it incorporates health education for grade 1. It identifies and uses protective equipment to prevent injury, as well as identifies and practices safety rules. For example, stop, drop, and roll. The second activity, Crack the Code, uses mathematics, Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, as well as the English Language Arts and Reading skills for grade 1. In regards to mathematics, Crack the Code applies math to problems that arise in everyday life, society, and the workplace. For English Language Arts and Reading, Crack the Code requires students to sequence the letters of the alphabet, as well as monitors the accuracy of their decoding. While researching fire safety, I found multiple books that are popular for children when learning about fire safety. These include Stop, Drop, and Roll by Marjorie Collier, No Dragons for Tea, Fire Safety for Kids by G. Pensdewall, The Firefighters by Sue Whiting, Sparky the Dog, Fire, Fire, Emergency, a book titled Fire Drill, Let's Meet the Firefighter, and What If There Is a Fire by Adara Gard. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my final center design presentation. Don't forget to instill the importance of fire safety among your students and the future generations to come. Thanks again.